Hello, welcome to LLO Gamers and welcome back to my Tekkit tutorials. For the most part of this video I'm going to be going around showing stuff that I've done off camera, like tying up any loose ends and stuff, and then I'll see how much time I've got left at the end and maybe able to fit something pretty cool in. But we'll have to see. As you can see in here I've been tidying up a bit. I've got rid of all my chests because all the crap that was in here has gone through the sorting machine now. I've put my main condenser over here. This is the one that gets stuff fed into it from the quarry and such. Just tidied up a bit, got rid of the thing that was out here and stuck it up there like the others on the wall, just for, you know, for quick access if I want to do lots of stuff at once. Got some more MFSUs here, which are for my next project. But I've got 12 overall now, so that's a lot of power. If you can hear that strange noise, the little cat noise, if you come up here, I've got a little kitten. I found a ocelot in the jungle over there, did a bit of fishing, tamed him up, so got my little kitty. I did find a load more wolves again, because all my other ones disappeared. I'm assuming they got killed. And I just came out here a minute ago, and they've all gone as well. So, I don't know what's going on with them. Either someone else on the server's having fun slaying all my puppies, or they're just getting struck by lightning like the old ones, if you remember from my quarry video. I'm guessing that's what happened. Seeing as they suddenly weren't sat upstairs anymore, they were just on fire next to me, which was a bit odd. But anyway, so something that I haven't shown you any of in ages was my equivalent exchange stuff. If you come in here, I've actually finished my power flowers. I've got 4 Mark III jobbies, all set back in the wall, all completely finished and surrounded in glowstone. They've been creating me ridiculous amounts of dark and red matter. I've got 1 creating dark matter at the moment. Got quite a bit in there. These 3 are all making red matter. But yeah, that's nothing. If you come over here to my dark and red matter alchemical chests, yeah, I've got quite a lot. So that's pretty handy. I've got a load of other equivalent exchange rubbish in here. All this stuff I've showed you how to make before. Obviously you got a bit of glowstone and like obsidian and stuff because they're used in some of the equivalent exchange stuff. If I dig out a bit behind here, you'll be able to see that they're basically just how Louis showed us in that other video I did with him. They're these massive things all surrounded in glowstone, using your energy collectors and antimatter relays. Yes, if you come over here, I've got a red matter furnace. Again, Louis sort of touched on that and showed you it in the video I did with him, but I'm going to go into a bit more detail. You start off, if you make some dark matter blocks, you only need 4 dark matter to make dark matter blocks rather than the whole 9. And it makes 4 of the blocks, so they're essentially 1 for 1. So it's a bit cheaper than I expected when I first heard that it was made out of dark matter blocks. So then you go to the next stage, you get a furnace in the middle, put your dark matter blocks around it. That gets you a dark matter furnace. So then if you use your dark matter furnace with red matter blocks to the left, right and the top, you get a red matter furnace. You make the red matter blocks exactly the same way as the dark. You just use the 4 bits of red matter. You can power it from a energy collector, so that's just powering it automatically by being next to it. And if you put a chest by the other side, if you look in here, you've got all these slots for input and output, and basically rather than going into here, if you've got a chest next to it, it will go into that. But what it does, it waits until there's a stack. So once you've smelted a whole stack, it will either go into one of these or it will just offload into this chest. The other great things about dark and red matter furnaces, the dark matter furnace, it has a 50% chance of outputting double the input. So if you put 1 ore, you've got a 50% chance you'll get 2 bars out of it. With a red matter furnace, it's got a 100% chance of doing so. So you can, instead of having to use the macerator and electric furnace combo, you can just use one of these and you'll still get double. And just to show you how quick they are, I've got a load of ores here that I've sort of been collecting from quarries and stuff and not putting through my sorting machine, just to show you how quick this bad boy goes. I'm just going to spam shift click all these in, and look at that, that's pretty quick. And as you can see, it's still doing the first stack, and it's just put 2 stacks out, which should be in there. Yeah, there you go. So it's a pretty good bit of kit. But again, red and dark matter are very expensive. These power flowers took a long time to get going and get up to Mark 3. But once you do get them going, you basically can do anything. Because obviously you use your condensers and you can basically just... I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff that you can't condense, like from the other mods and things like that. Some of the craftable items you can't condense. But you can still, you know, get all of the... things you need to make those by using your condensers and just sticking some dark or red matter in. Other thing I haven't shown you in here, I upgraded my Klein Star. I've made a load more and I've upgraded some to the highest level. This is a Klein Star Omega, which is the 6th one in the chain. Over here I've got a charged one. It's not quite fully charged because I've used it a little bit, but that's got 51 million EMC in it, which is a pretty crazy amount. To fully charge that, it took about 2.5 stacks of red matter, which is quite a lot. So yeah, I think that's about it in here. As for my quarries, down here now, where I put my first few quarries, I've actually got 3 phases of them now. I'm running 6 quarries at a time when I do, and all of these basically come out here, and you can see I've just lined them with quarries. So this gives you a rough idea of how many quarries I've actually done and how I've got so much stuff in order to make my power flowers and things like that. So yeah, I'm not going to bother going down all of them because they're basically all the same. I'm going the wrong way. Right, so if we come around here into my red power area, you'll see I've moved it around a bit, moved the door over. I've got 2 of these blue electric alloy furnaces now, all fully charged next to my battery box. So my wire I had to move over, run it over here. Basically the reason I've had to do that, if I come through here, you'll see the sorting machine's got quite a bit bigger. It goes all the way round now. I've moved some stuff in here. I've got a project table, MFSU, and a condenser all set up, because now I have to go all the way around and not just cut through. It was a bit annoying not having these in here. But yeah, so sorting machine. Not only have I made it bigger, I've got some other cool stuff going on through this room out here. It's not actually on at the moment because I've had to move the timer. You'll see why in a minute. But yeah, so first filter here, well, first sorter, shall I say, we've got a new red pipe coming off the back, and basically all the ores are going into that at the moment. They come through here and go straight into this red matter furnace, which is offloading into this chest and being fed back through into the sorting system. And then, so the ingots that are coming out are going straight back in, bypassing that and going up into the ingots chest. So obviously everything coming from the quarry, the ores are going to go straight round, get smelted, and then come straight back up. So that's pretty cool. I'm quite happy with that. This thing here is called a transposer. It's basically the equivalent to a wooden pipe in Buildcraft. It does the same thing, it just sucks the stuff out of the chest. Needs power the same, but as it needs a redstone signal, I can just use the red alloy wire that's already in use in this system, bring out the other side of the same timer, and that all works fine. Every time the pulse happens, this will suck out an item. So that's my first set. Oh, actually, I need to show you how to make the transposer. That'd be helpful. Come over here. I'm getting a little bit of lag while recording today. Hopefully it won't affect the video too much. So yeah, you get a piston in the middle, bit of redstone at the bottom, wooden planks either side of the piston, and if you fill in all the other gaps with cobblestone, you get a transposer. Again, same as the sorting machines and the buffers that I was using, you use your screwdriver to direct this, and you need the small hole. I mean, this side there's a big sort of cross, as you can just about see. You need the hole as the output, and then that works fine. So the next set, what we've got here, the red pipe on this one is basically other junk from the quarry, stuff that I was normally putting into my condenser. You got marble, cobblestone, gravel, dirt and sand. So they all go round, and they go into this thing, which is called a buffer, but it's different to the buffer I was using before. It's crafted differently. What this does, it's basically used to go between buildcraft pipes and the pneumatic tubes of red power. So you basically, the stuff comes into it and then you can suck it out the other side. You don't need wooden pipes in this case to suck out of this buffer. You can just use a golden pipe with a redstone torch as long as it's powered. And yeah, so these things are quite handy for linking up systems of the different types of pipes. There's actually two ways of crafting it. If you come over here, I'll show you. The first of which is obviously using the buildcraft items. So it's a chest, the top middle, with a wooden transport pipe in the top left corner, and you use a redstone engine. That's one way of crafting the buffer. The other way uses the red power items. So you still use the chest, but you use a filter, which I showed you before, because you have to make those to go in the sorting machines, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's why I made them before. And you use the timer as well, so that's why that's not actually in place at the moment. So the next thing in this one, so I've got all the stuff coming through here, all the rubbish from the quarry, and I've got this pipe here which is called a distribution pipe, and it basically works similar to the diamond pipes that Louis showed us in episode 7, but instead of just sorting different items out of the chests, the same items will go out of all the outputs, but you tell it how much of each. So if you right click, you basically, the way this is set up, the grey is actually white. It confused me a little bit to start with, but that grey one is actually the white output. There isn't actually a grey one. If you had pipes coming off of all of these sides, there wouldn't be a grey one, which is slightly weird. But so what's happening, all the rubbish is going through this. For every one that goes to blue, which is this way, 30 will go up here. So what's happening is this teleport pipe is leading to the condenser. So most of the crap will go to the condenser, but for every 30 that go to the condenser, one will come through this blue one, which goes straight back into the sorting system using the same system of over here. It's basically just a chest and then a transposer pulling it out. So yeah, that's that one. And the distribution pipes are very simple to make. It's basically just like making an iron pipe, but with a bit of redstone over it, and that gives you 8 distribution pipes. So yeah, with these it's literally just clicking up and down however many you want. If you were to have 2 colours that had 1 on, it would literally just be 50-50 split. It's a ratio of 1 to 1. So the way I've got it, it's basically 1 for every 30. So on to the next one. The next system I've got, it's basically just coal pumping out. to the red, which you can see there. So what I've done on this one, same system as before, use one of these buffers, gold pipe, distribution pipe, and at the moment I've got this split as 1:1. I did have it changed before, and I think I'm going to need to change this one, but never mind. I'll show you that in a bit. So basically, some of the coal is going to the blue, which is straight back in, so that I do keep some of the stuff that's coming in from the quarries. And the other part of the coal, the other amount that's left, is going to this teleport pipe, which isn't going to the condenser. It's coming over here, going into this macerator. So I've got coal coming from the quarry into the sorting machine, through this system. Some of it's staying in the sorting machine, some of it's getting macerated. Then I've got another distribution pipe, which is taking the coal dust that comes out of here, some to this teleport pipe, which is going into this first chest of the sorting machine. Rather than piping it round, like these ones were easy, I could just pipe it straight back. But with this one, I just thought I'd teleport pipe it into there. And the rest of the dust is coming into these automatic crafting tables. Again, Louis showed us about these briefly because he was using a system very similar, but I'll show you them in a bit more detail. So the coal dust's coming into here, being pumped in. You put the 4 down to make the raw carbon fibre that I've got here, and then every time it pumps some more in, they go in over the top, and what it will, as it's set up here, if one more came in, it would go here and make another raw carbon fibre, which would automatically be pumped out of this wooden pipe into the next one, which is making raw carbon mesh. If you remember, this is the process I went through before to make the carbon plates, but obviously I didn't have automatic crafting tables then. I was just sort of doing it all myself by hand. And so then the raw carbon mesh is coming out of this one, going into my condenser, which is making the carbon plates, and then they're going through a teleport pipe, which is again back into the sorting system. So I've got this pretty cool little automated setup. So I just move my quarries when they're finished. Everything comes in here. All the valuable items go into the sorting machine, come into here. So all your gems and your redstone, nickelite, stuff like that, uranium is in there. My ores get automatically smelted and the ingots get put in there. I've got some building block rubbish that comes up here, say the cobble, the dirt and stuff, the marble, and all the rest of it goes into my condenser. And then my coal is getting, some is getting kept, some's getting turned into coal dust, and some of that is getting turned into carbon plates, and it all happens automatically, which I'm pretty happy with. I think that's pretty cool. But that's the other thing, I didn't show you how to make these yet. The automatic crafting tables, very handy. Pump stuff in, it crafts it, pumps it out itself. But we come over here, and very simple to make actually. You just get your crafting table, surround it with wooden gears, and you have an automatic crafting table. So yeah, that's basically pretty much everything I've been doing, as far as I can tell. Unless there's anything else I've forgotten to mention. Right. So unfortunately I don't have time to show you the other cool thing I was going to try and fit into this video without making it ridiculously long. So that's just going to have to wait for another time. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope it's been interesting and helpful. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time.